Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Wednesday, August 19th, 2015, and I just wanted to come back and give you guys another update and fill you in on what's been going on here. It's been an interesting week last week. So after I made the video on solar, and also the video talking about tall people and truck campers, there was some interesting conversations that I had with myself and also with some other people on YouTube. And I want to thank you. You know who you are for some of the conversations that we had. And but anyways, it just kind of there were some interesting things that happened, and I kind of had some new thoughts, and I had some new conclusions as to, you know, what direction should I be going with the setup that I have right now. And you know, so basically what I kind of came down to, and I haven't made a concrete decision, but I seem to kind of think I know what I want to do now. So basically, what it came down to, you know, making that video that I made about tall people and truck campers, and this is kind of one of the weird things about when you do videos, is that, you know, you get some interesting feedback, you know, which is great, and you know, and I encourage people to make videos, because, you know, you're going to learn, you know, you're going to learn some new things from it, you know, that could possibly really help you in your particular situation, maybe trying to figure out a better way of doing something. So anyways, I just kind of came down to the conclusion that, you know, this air conditioner and stuff, knocking my head into it, and then with being somewhat confined in the sleeping area here, I just kind of decided that it doesn't really make a lot of sense to invest the money into a elaborate solar system when this may not be the best rig for me. This may not be the best RV for me. And it does make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. You know, and there are some disadvantages of if I do change this truck camper into something else. The one disadvantage is I've got to start all over again. So, you know, like one of my friends pointed out to me is, you know, when you buy another vehicle or another RV, or you change something, you know, you literally have to start over again. And if it's buying something used, you have to start over again by going through that complete rig, that complete unit, and all of its parts and all of its systems, and, you know, getting it you know, ready to go for you. You have to go through all that again. So there is something to be said about that. And in the end, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it changing vehicles, changing RVs, to get this supposedly is the grass is greener syndrome on the other side, you know, to make you happy? So so that is another consideration. Okay, so I've said that. Now let me kind of talk a little bit more into different rigs that I've been looking at. When I first started this new idea of, okay, well, maybe this isn't the right rig. Maybe a truck camper, long-term, dealing with this situation, the bathroom situation, not, you know, being able, you know, kind of knocking my head and being a little confined in here, you know, maybe this isn't really the best rig for me long term. So I thought, well, my first thought was, and then some other people pointed it out to me, was fifth wheels. You know, fifth wheels, they've got the tall ceilings in them and so forth. So I made a search and I looked at fifth wheels, and I actually went out and looked at a toy hauler fifth wheel, an older KZ fifth wheel toy hauler. And the reason I looked at it is because the bathroom and the shower was on the main level. It wasn't in the upper level of the fifth wheel where the bed is, and that would be the only layout that would work for me in a fifth wheel because I'm so tall. So I went out and looked at it, and this one was a 29 footer, overall length about 31, and I was disappointed at what I looked at. I mean, it was a 2005. It had supposedly had been kept under cover for many years, and I wasn't impressed with it. I mean, and this was only like my first one that I looked at. But overall, I wasn't very impressed with it, and I don't think it was in a toy hauler configuration. I don't think it was long enough. I think I needed more living space. So ideally, I probably would have needed to go into like a 35 footer. So I looked at that, and then I went over to Junction City, and I went to Guarantee, and I went out there, and I was just looking at some other rigs, some other toy haulers, just new stuff, just browsing through, and and it totally reminded me of going to an RV dealer or a used car lot or a car dealer. I mean, these guys, if they could sell you the dirt off of the floor, they would do it for $5 if they could. But anyways, that's another discussion for another time. But no, I didn't buy anything there. But boy, I tell you what, they pulled all the trigger questions on me. So, but I had a strategy before I went in there, and they were unsuccessful. They were unsuccessful at getting me to buy something. So, anyways, I went in there. I looked at fifth wheels. I looked at pull behinds. I looked at toy haulers. I even looked at some other truck campers. I looked at some other Lance truck campers. I looked at a Lance 1172, which is the super duper, basically the biggest truck camper with the slide out that you can buy. It had a fairly tall ceiling in it, but I couldn't stand up in the shower, and I was not impressed with it. I mean, I might as well just keep my Northern Light if I'm going to stay with a truck camper. So I looked at fifth wheels, fifth wheel toy haulers, and also fifth wheel regular trailers. Then I looked at pull behind toy haulers, and ironically, and I was really surprised. Ironically, pull behind toy haulers had the best layout for me, and it had the best ceiling height. Not necessarily layout, it had the best ceiling height for me. So, pull behind toy haulers, So I thought that was kind of interesting. Apparently, with fifth wheels, it's very limited. It's very difficult to find the bathroom and shower on the main level, even in some toy haulers in fifth wheels. So I found that to be rather fascinating. I mean, here's a terrific rig, and I love fifth wheels for just for the way that they're built and towing and everything. But unfortunately, they just don't. And they've got everything. They're great for tall people because they've got the large ceilings when you walk into them. But unfortunately, RV manufacturers, they don't give a damn about tall people. They don't care. It's all about selling units, and they've got a formula, and they plug it in, and they just sell them, and they sell them, and they sell them, and that is what they do. They don't care about building anything custom for people, which is unfortunate. I mean, there are companies that do build custom builds, but they can get very expensive, depending on how elaborate you want to go. I am, for the hell of it, I'm going to call Pastime Truck Campers, or I'm going to call the dealer. I'm going to call Apache. I'm just going to call and ask them, and just see if the possibility would even exist for them maybe building me a tall truck camper. I haven't explored that yet. So with all that being said, today here, Wednesday, my thoughts are kind of leaning towards looking at travel trailers, pull behind travel trailers, non-toy haulers. I haven't ruled out toy haulers, but the problem I have with toy haulers is if I get a toy hauler, it's got to have a garage. And what a garage is it's a separate area for the garage, for that space that you haul your toys in or your stuff or what have you. That's my requirement. It has to be separate from. So in order to have that in a toy hauler in a pull behind configuration, you've got to be like 35 feet long, you know, in order to really get into some of those models. So I don't know if that's as long as I want. I may just be better off getting another cargo trailer to put all of my my stuff in I'm still renting a storage unit. I'm renting a 5x10 storage unit, and that was my other thinking with a toy hauler, being able to eliminate that storage unit, put all that stuff into the toy hauler, and then, you know, constantly sell off stuff. I'm still in that process of downsizing and selling things off and getting to where, you know, just the things that I need and, you know, that I can't replace, you know, long term. So I'm still in that process, but that would basically, a toy hauler would be great because it would be one unit, it would be one all-in-one rig. So I literally would just need the toy hauler, I would need the truck to pull it with, and that's it. You know, I'd be able to do everything. So that has a lot of neat things with it. Toy haulers are very expensive. I mean, the new ones are out of sight for my budget. I mean, they're $60,000, $70,000 brand new. So that's out of my budget, and I'm not really interested in buying something brand new. It'll be from a private party, you know, whatever I do get. But so yeah, it's like I said, it's been an interesting week last week, and I've had some interesting conversations and just kind of revisiting some different things here as I move along. You know, so what's the takeaway? What is the well? Let me just talk a little bit more. So pull behind trailers. That's what I'm focused on right now. What I'm looking at. I'm particularly looking at Jayco units right now because they have an 81-inch ceiling height inside those trailers, and most of them have ducted air conditioning. So what that means is that you don't have this 2-inch gap. You don't have this 2-inch overhang here like with this air conditioner. When it's ducted, it's a much thinner shell on the air conditioner, cap on the air conditioner, so I could clear it with my head. So, but I've heard a lot of good things about Jayco trailers. I don't know. You know, I kind of like the 25-foot length right now. Probably just one slide. I know I've seen these super slide outs, which I think are cool. Even though I don't like slide outs, and I've said that many times before, when you move into the travel trailer stuff, that's, you know, generally how they build a lot of the travel trailers is with, you know, and some of the larger RVs is with the slide outs. And I've got to have a shower that I can stand up in, and a bathroom that I can preferably not have to duck my head under. I did go into a toy hauler trailer, pull behind toy hauler, a brand new one, and I was literally able to open the door and just walk straight in and not hit my head on anything. So that was that particular one was it was a trailer made in California. Okay, yeah, Eclipse Attitude trailers. That was the best toy hauler pull behind that I fit into comfortably, was that one. And the other really neat rigs are the work and play toy haulers, and they're of a cargo trailer configuration that's been converted into a RV. So they're dealing with that structure, and those are very nice. They're also very expensive. You know, if you're buying new and stuff. So, but that is another option. You know, problem with those things I learned is that they're now, I guess, starting to build them. The new ones, of course, they're starting to build them with the taller ceilings, but the older units, I don't think I would be able to stand up in the showers in them. But So those are those. So what are some of the takeaways from this video, from this cute little discussion that we've been having here? Well, like I said, you know, I've never promised anything on this channel. I've never promised that I had all the answers and that I was the guru. And it's been a process, and it's I think, you know, some of the takeaways from this for me is that it is very difficult to get your. I mean, this is my second RV that I've owned, or this is my second truck camper that I've owned, and I've, you know, like I said, I feel I'm pretty qualified to speak on truck campers, and I still really like this. I love this truck camper. I mean, that's why I own it. I mean, I fell in love with this truck camper, and I did make some compromises with comfort. Okay, I did, and I knew that when I was getting into it. I knew about these things that I've talked about, but I guess the takeaway from this thing for me is that you've really got to fall in love with how comfortable that the rig is and not the rig itself, if that makes sense. So you have to be comfortable in it, and it's got to have to work for you. It's difficult to get your first. Now I'm a really unique person here for this. Most people don't have these issues that I'm having right now with the ceiling height and everything. Most people fit into everything. I mean, if you're 6'4" and shorter, I mean, you're good to go. I mean, a 6'4" person would be fine in this camper. I mean, you'd be able to clear your head in this camper with a you know, a 6'4" person. So the things that I'm talking about here, they're really just applicable to me here. But so if you're a tall person, you can get a lot of value from, you know, from these videos and this conversation I'm having right now. So that was, you know, one of the takeaways. But I just want to say, I think it's really hard to get your first, you know, your second your RV right the first time. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, things are constantly changing, and the variables, and you need more room or space or what have you, and you know, things are constantly changing. So it is hard, and it is a huge decision. I spoke with I was having a conversation with a gentleman online, and you know, he was just telling me, you know, he's been researching for like over 2 years or something, and you know, he finally decided on the rig, and that is, if you have the time, I mean, that really, to me, it is the right approach, because this is a very big decision, and depending on how much money you're going to be you know, putting out there, you know, it can be very costly. So you know, you need to make sure that you're you know, you're buying right, and you know, you're making the right decision for yourself. You know, so anyways, guys, I will keep you updated with what's going to go on here. You know, with if I do change into another rig, or you know, if I do decide to sell the Northern Light, you know, I will keep you up to date with that. Like I said, I haven't made you know, I feel like right now I'm still gathering intelligence. I'm still gathering information so that I can make a good decision. You know, I'm still in that mode, but you know, I am shopping. I would definitely appreciate any kind of you know, knowledge you have about tall travel trailers, tall tow behind RVs, tow behind toy haulers. If you know of some really tall units, you've been in the business for 30 years, and you know, you've got some good knowledge on some manufacturers that build some tall units. You know, please comment below and let me know. I sure would, you know, really appreciate that information. I also want to say, you know, thanks to everybody who contributed to the solar discussion that we had, the solar videos. You know, I'm not done with that, and I tell you right now, you know, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things from all of you through that, and I hope a lot of people do too. So I want to say thank you, and don't think that I just kind of, you know, give up on any of that. You know, I haven't. So I want to let you know that. I also returned the mattress that I had, the memory foam mattress. I decided to kind of take a back seat on that as well, because I'm not sure if I may be, you know, selling the camper. And I also had some other thoughts with that too. I thought, well, you know, another way to do this would be to buy a California King memory foam, and then actually there's a section here, I think I showed you, where I could make a longer memory foam mattress and make it fit, and that could be a solution to making it more comfortable. Another solution that I figured out, making it more comfortable in the sleeping area, is get some narrower pillows where my head is up in the front. And if I was to get some narrow pillows, that would actually allow me some more room to sleep up front. So there are some solutions to keeping this Northern Light. Like I said, this I could remove. I could remove this. I could install another fantastic fan vent and just call it good. Yeah, it would definitely it would affect the resale value of the camper. It definitely would. That would have to be a loss that I would have to be willing to accept. And I'd also have to be willing to pretty much say, well, I'm not going to be going to any hot and humid climates. I'm not going to be going to Florida in May or anything like that, So yes, there are still some solutions with the Northern Light, and I'm working through all of those to make a good decision. But I do really think it's smart to take 5, hold off on things, really think things through before you go out and you start customizing something that may not be the right rig for you. So that's all I've got to say today, guys. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're out there, either you're camping, or you're making plans to go camping. You're making plans to buy your next RV. I hope that you're making some good choices out there in your life. So that's all I've got to say here. This is West Coast Roller signing off, and we'll talk to you all later. Take care.